you think you should be.
Alright boys, and the 3 women I have that watch this channel, what I have here is a Furiousfpv Acrowhoop flight controller. It's a tiny whoop flight controller. I just wanted to point out a few things that I think are unique about it, and then I'll show you some flight footage so you can see how well it flies. I have 2 other tiny whoop flight controllers. Other than this one, right here I have a B-Brain F3 flight controller. I also have a B-Core. The difference between the B-Brain and the B-Core is really just that the B-Core has which this is the B-Brain, but the B-Core has an F4 processor, and it makes a little difference. It does, in my opinion, fly better than the B-Brain. But that's not to say that the B-Brain is no good. The B-Brain's a very good flight controller. I purchased the Furiousfpv Acrowhoop V2, well, not only because it has an F4 processor, but to me, the biggest deal is right here. This is a full-range FreeSky receiver, whereas on the B-Core and the B-Brain, they have their own integrated one that is very short range. I can show you some footage where I run out of signal flying outside. Now this isn't usually a big deal indoors, but if you take one of these guys outside, you will fly out of range. It's very easy to do so. The range is very short. So I'm hoping with this guy I can get some better range. I'll go ahead and take you over to some flight footage now.
Alright, so on this build I'm running what's basically upgraded blade inductress motors, but I will be upgrading these motors to the Newbie Drone Gold series. They produce a lot more power. But with that being said, while flying this around, I was able to get a good grasp of the range, and while I will admit it's not a massive difference in range due to the better receiver as I was hoping for, I will say that I do get further range. I can actually push the 25 milliwatt transmitter I have on this build to its max. That says a lot. As far as the way the flight controller feels, it's very little different between the B-Core and this one, but it does fly more stable, especially in angle mode, and especially for not being tuned at all. So I'll say that this flight controller definitely gets the race still seal of approval.